Hey, man.
Oh, hey, man.
What'd you watch today?
Oh, not a whole lot. Oh, yeah. The Fifth Element.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
I do like that movie.
Yeah.
Did you happen to watch that same thing?
I did. It's convenient.
Well, then. Why don't we talk about it?
Why not?
I almost put my beer down like I wasn't done drinking. No, I still want another sip.
Mm-hmm.
That's piney.
Mm-hmm. I forgot how good this was.
It is really good. Super hoppy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a good beer.
Yes, it is. You want to talk about the beer first before we start talking on the...
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean,
It's an
preface.
We're
talking
movie.
about The Fifth Element. Came out in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a cult classic.
Yep. Definitely.
So, yeah. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's sci-fi, action, adventure, good versus evil.
Yep.
You know, classic stuff. And, yeah, it's got a little extra 90s schlock in there for you, too.
It's
Which is great. It's good. It's just kind of peppered in, here and there. But, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch that first. This video will be here forever. The movie will also be here forever. But, you know, you should watch it now, because we're telling you to. And then you can watch this video.
And it's worth watching.
It totally is.
Like, super underrated movie when it came out, but, yeah. Great movie.
Yeah. Very entertaining. But, yeah, so we're going to talk about Elysian Space Dust, IPA. I have always really liked this beer. 8.2%. Very nice. Very hoppy. Very, like, piney, citrusy forward. And, yeah, super bitter. Which is really good.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Like, yeah. Taste is all subjective, and this is where my tastes totally lean. It's just a super aggressive, piney, hoppy, you know, bordering on a little too much of, like, it's almost getting, like, flowery.
It gets close. It gets close.
Like, it teeters towards the edge with that bitterness cutting through.
Yep.
But it stays consistent. Yeah. A few of these, too, get you going pretty good. 8.2%.
Oh, yeah.
I believe Elysian's also out of San Diego, which...
I think so. We're somewhere near there, isn't it?
Oh, no, Seattle.
Oh.
Cool.
We were way off.
Yeah, way off.
Nice.
I just kind of assume most beers are from San Diego. A lot of the time.
Yeah.
Also, these guys have been around for a little bit. Yeah, I remember drinking Space Dust a while ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this has been around for a little while. This is kind of their flagship beer, so to speak. So this is likely what you'll see at bars and restaurants and the bottles that you'll be able to find pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
And consistently. It is on the pricier side. It's like $14 for
$14 for a 6-pack.
But
I mean, it's got
if you like really hoppy, aggressive beers, this is definitely where you want to be.
But yeah, it's got the flavor, it's got the percentage, so like you're getting a good beer for a higher price. So
yeah, and you're still getting a 6-pack at $14. You know,
yeah.
So there's some 4-packs that are $14 plus.
Yeah.
So you know. Take the good with the bad, pretty much.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. What do you rate this?
Hoppy excellence. Yeah, it's a near perfect beer. Like if I were to teeter towards the edge, it'd be like 4.8, 4.9. But I'll just go ahead and give it a 5.
You're gonna give it a 5?
Yeah. In the upper percentiles of the 4.
I'll do 4.5.
Yeah.
I'll do a 4.5. It's mostly because of the price.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that high, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But because of that, I have to dock half a point. But it's still really good. Definitely worth trying.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Sometimes I just grab beers and don't really think about the price. If I'm doing that, then this is my go-to. But if I am being more price conscious, because I'm probably going to buy multiple 6-packs for various reasons,
Yeah.
then, maybe that's a little much to spend off the bat, especially because there's a lot of double IPAs you can find in the $10 to $12 range that are also really good.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the Stone double IPAs.
Yeah.
All solid options.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll lean back towards the 4.5 there.
Just because of the price point.
Yeah.
If it wasn't that expensive, if it wasn't that expensive, it'd be a 5. It's a perfect beer, pretty much. Like, it's just the price that brings it down a little bit. That's all. And not even that much. Half a point. It's not even a full point. It's not even a full point.
Yeah, we gave Wee Gus a 1 because of the price.
I was expecting more from that, too.
No, I was expecting at least a palatable beer.
Yeah.
It's just kind of...
Yeah.
Very, very unappetizing.
Yeah.
Still drank it, though.
I can't waste beer.
I don't want to waste beer. No one else is going to drink it.
Exactly. Alright, so Fifth Element.
Fifth Element!
What's some of your favorite parts?
Multipass.
What's some of your favorite parts of this movie?
Oh, man. There's a lot of great parts. I mean, the opera, until it kind of gets into the more 90s section of
action
it.
movie part?
Yeah.
the 90s
part,
music transitioning into 90s action? Yeah.
But the whole beginning of the opera, and then when she starts doing, like, her little jazzy solo stuff, that's all great. But then you start to layer in that 90s music real heavy.
Yeah.
And the 90s style fight scene.
Yeah.
It's a little jarring.
Yeah, a little bit.
You go from this nice, beautiful scene to this, like, really kind of clunky action scene.
Yeah.
But what really makes this movie great is just the story and the characters.
True.
Yeah, like, some of the action is great. Like, after that scene, the whole gunfighting scene, and then everything Chris Tucker says.
Yes. Yes.
All great.
Yeah.
That's probably, like, I mean, that's the climax of the movie. That's definitely the high point of the movie, too.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. I have to agree. I really like, I also like the car chase scene.
Yeah.
In the movie.
Yeah.
With the Indian music going on in the background, I like that. That was nice. I like that. And plus, the whole thing was just super well done for the graphics that they had back then.
Yeah, with what they were working with, and it could have been so much worse too.
Oh yeah, easily.
I mean,
the entire thing, the entire shot, is digitally done. But it's super well done.
Yeah. Like, if you look back at 90s movies with roughly even the same budget, I'm sure you would see some way worse CGI from back in the day.
Easily.
I mean, way worse. Even in movies that were more expensive than this.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea how much this movie costs and what it made, but I'm sure it's doing well now.
Yeah. Yeah. Little tidbit. I like how Zorg and Corbin Dallas never meet in the entire movie.
That is true.
Like, they know of each other.
Yeah.
But they never meet in the entire movie.
That is so true.
The
you know
closest
what?
they
I
get...
never even noticed that.
The closest they get to each other is when Corbin and everybody else is getting on the elevator and Zorg is coming out of the elevator.
And coming out of the elevator. Like they miss each other by seconds.
Yep.
That's so funny. Oh, man. That's a really good tidbit, man. Thanks for that tidbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you also mentioned, like, you looked up, or read that the way they frame Gary Oldman's character and Bruce Willis'
character, yeah.
Bruce Willis is always, like, framed by squares and rectangles.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Oldman's always framed by circles.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I always would have just chalked that up to, you know, Dallas is on Earth, or, you know, like in confined spaces, lots of square buildings and stuff. And then Gary Oldman's in space. Everything's got to be circles in space, different shapes.
Yep.
It's got to be different shapes. So that's all I ever attribute it to.
Yeah.
But it is a cool, like, little visual key.
Yeah. I never really would have picked up on that until it was pointed out to me. I was like, oh, yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Also, Gary Oldman's character switches the leg he limps with throughout the movie. And when you're paying attention, you can pick it out. I was like, when I first started watching this movie, I was like, wasn't he limping with the other one? No, I must be missing. I must have been seeing something wrong.
Yeah.
Turns out I was right. That was after like the fifth or sixth viewing of this movie, because this is like one of my dad's favorite movies too. So I used to watch it a lot.
Oh yeah. I didn't really. I'd seen it when I was younger, but it didn't really like resonate with me when I was like young. But when I was like in high school, I saw it again, and I'm like, oh, this movie's great.
My family, we all watched it together, and it wasn't until I was in high school that we first saw it. It was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
And you know my entire family, we all like to quote movies.
Oh, yeah.
We do it incessantly.
I'm aware.
My dad still quotes this movie out of nowhere. Yeah. It's like, it's either this one, Major League, or The Replacements. It's one of those three movies.
I love the choices, because it's just like 90s movie, early 90s movie, and then 2000s random sports movie. It's like there's so much time in between those three movies.
Yep. And every once in a while, I've got to Field of Dreams. Every once in a while.
Yeah. My dad has a lot of the same phrases that he likes to quote from movies too. I think his favorite one, and I can't even remember the movie that it comes from, but I'll always remember the line, is after the son does something stupid, Dad's all like, boy, when I get home, I'm gonna slap your mother, because there ain't no way you're from my loins. My dad loves that line, and as such, I have heard it many times, but I also love that line.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's really funny coming from your father, considering how many siblings you have.
Children he's had.
How many siblings you have. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, he's had a lot of opportunities to call us stupid and say something like that.
Yeah, I would say so.
So
it sounds like a Western movie.
Yeah, it probably is, but I have no idea.
You know what? I bet because I don't watch too many Westerns. Like,
yeah, it's definitely an older movie.
Yeah, I'd have to. I bet if I asked my father, he'd probably know because that's all he watched when he was growing up.
Yeah. I'll ask my dad. I'll see what movie it is, because that's such a freaking great line. I have wanted to say that to people and just be all like, man, if I was your dad, this is what I would tell you right now.
It's probably like 3:10 to Yuma or something like that. Some random movie.
Right. Who knows? If you know. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, there you go.
Somebody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Not who knows. Somebody knows.
Yeah, Chris Tucker's character is great. Super energetic. Like, it's like
almost impossible to understand.
Very abrasive.
Very.
In the most energetic way.
Yeah, like there are parts where I'm like, holy shit, where are the subtitles? I cannot fucking follow what this guy is saying.
He's very fast. He's very fast and like everything.
Very fast, and then they also have the
auto tune,
the
like
echo
distortion
on the microphone.
Yeah,
like adding to the effect of his voice.
Yeah, so it like distorts it a little bit more.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, if he was not speaking with that, I could probably understand what he's saying. But with that and how fast he's speaking, I'm just like, my brain's just all like, he's just saying words. He'll emphasize when the funny ones come up. It
did take me a few viewings to actually get everything that he's saying. Yeah. But like, I finally got pretty much everything that he says.
This is why I watch Letterkenny with subtitles.
Oh man.
There are some accents that, when spoken very quickly, are difficult for me to understand.
Yes, I can. Well, accents are weird. So I mean, yeah.
Accents and dialect, and just like, like in Letterkenny, it's all, a lot of that is like slang. Yeah. That I am unfamiliar with. A lot of hockey slang that I'm not as familiar with because I haven't played hockey since the 90s. And yeah, like just general Canadian slang. Cause it's totally different country.
Totally different country.
Totally different jokes and phrases and stuff. So I always just watch it with subtitles because it allows me to understand when they start just firing things off one after the other. Yep. And then sometimes I gotta like remember a word or a phrase because I have to actually look it up to find out what it means. But yeah, all in all, I could never understand what Chris Tucker was saying. Because I've still, even after all the times I've seen this movie, still never watched it with subtitles. Just for that scene.
Which part's the hardest? When he's like, we first introduced?
No, the second part when they're going
through the opera hall.
Going through the opera hall. That part's a lot harder for me to understand.
Okay. Yeah, I
because it's a lot more commotion around.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more background noise in that.
Yeah, and then how fast he's speaking, I'm just like words. I picked out one here and there, and then a couple here. I'm like, oh, that's a phrase I know, and then like I'll emphasize the funny words, and then
call me my man.
That's what we get. And then a lot of it's like just in his movements and his facial expressions.
Oh yeah,
is what makes everything that he's doing so enjoyable. You don't really have to understand what he's saying to still like get the character.
Yep.
You know he's gonna be fairly vulgar. You know he's gonna be quick. He's gonna be sarcastic,
super animated.
Super animated. And then just like after he tells Corbin, and show me that your vocabulary is more than 2 words, and then he gives him the mic the next time, and he just says 1 word. Thrilled. And just the look of just pure frustration on his face is so perfect.
But he knows that he gets angry and turns around because he knows he can't do anything to him.
Yeah. He's not afraid to choke him out again right in front of everyone. He'd be all like, what did I tell you?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that was great. Yes. I love Chris Tucker's character. I like Ian Holmes' character, too. Just because, like, he's He's all over the place, essentially.
He's all over the place.
He's also very energetic, but in, like, a different way.
Yeah. In more of the squirrely sort of way.
Exactly.
Like, Chris Tucker's character is more like... He's very energetic, but he's very controlled. He knows exactly what he's doing. His movements are very precise. Aiden Holmes is just, like... doesn't know what to do with himself. Doesn't know where he's going. Doesn't know what he needs to do next.
Yep.
Very sporadic.
Yep. I like how he prays before he hits Corbin with the statue.
With the freaking medal.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Oh, man. And I just love the whole sequence of events where it's just like, at first the kid comes up with Lulu and says he's Corbin Dallas, and then Corbin comes up and he's Corbin Dallas, and then the freaking alien comes up, he's Corbin Dallas, and then the one dude that works for Gary Oldman comes up, he's Corbin Dallas, and this chick is just like, why is everybody Corbin Dallas today? But yeah, that was hilarious.
Yes, Zorg. Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
Sure.
That's his full name.
Yeah, I know. And I remember hearing that and just being all like, sure. You're never going to refer to him as Jean-Baptiste.
Emmanuel Zorg? No, Zorg.
He's Zorg. Because that's the goofy sci-fi name that you give anybody that's evil. It's got to start with a Z. Z-Man.
And he prays.
Most clusterfuck of a video we've done so far.
Well,
drunk.
It might be a little more entertaining. I know, we're not even hammered. Still like,
yeah, I haven't even finished my second beer.
Exactly.
And we were laughing like chicken wings.
We were laughing like this, like during the first beer that we.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Exactly. Oh my god.
And then we get the whole war is bad, love is good stuff.
Yeah. Back to the movies. Mila Jovovich's character, Lilu, like, that pretty much kicked off her role in, like, action movies.
Action movies?
And also showing her boobs.
And also showing her boobs.
She's nude in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like, what is it, like, 4 out of the 5 Resident Evil movies, she shows her, like, she's nude.
Yeah, I can't claim to have seen all of the Resident Evil movies, so I can't confirm nor deny that.
I think
I can confirm that all of the Resident Evil movies I have seen have had her nude.
She's nude in the first one. She's nude in the second one. She's nude in the third one.
Okay, those are the 3 that I've seen. Well, actually, I've seen parts of 4.
She's nude in the fourth one too.
So she's just not nude in the 5th one?
No, because it takes place pretty much right after the 4th one.
Ah.
Yeah.
They're still carrying over boob from the last movie. Cheeky bastards.
Cheeky bastards. Carrying over boob. Can't carry over boob,
carry over boob from a previous movie?
Nah, that's cheap.
Come on.
It's cheap.
You've already established a pattern of boob in every movie.
Exactly. Plus, Mila Jovovich is hot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's fantastic. But, yeah.
Got off on a tangent again.
We do that.
Yeah, we do. I mean...
We'll probably end up cutting the whole 9/11 part.
Yeah, I'm probably...
Probably don't need that.
Don't need
that. We'll probably just end that whole thing with just, war is bad.
War is bad. Moving on.
It was nice to watch a movie with Bruce Willis where he cared about acting.
Yeah. I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
I think, what was it, after like the whole 9 yards, you kind of started petering off.
I feel like that was kind of like maybe a jumping point for not giving Cap.
Yeah.
Cap.
Yeah. I think that was like. I think that was at the point where he started not caring after that.
But he does great in this movie.
Oh yeah, he was great in this movie.
Very charismatic. Albeit, like, I get the whole aspect of why he fell in love so quickly is because he was literally a perfect being.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like it's
seeing this entire movie takes place over 2 days.
Yeah, and he's in love with her. Like, if you did not understand the context of she is a perfect being, like, it's got to be some sort of, like, you know, akin to seeing an angel or something.
Yeah,
you know,
I can
where
see
you
that.
could fall in love instantly. Then, you know, it seems really creepy. Yeah. And then there are some parts that are still a little creepy.
Like when he kisses her.
Yeah.
When she's passed out.
When she's
on the couch. Yeah.
But, I mean, they do a good job of turning that around.
Yeah, Gucci puts
his gun on
him. Yeah.
And then just being all, like, not without permission.
Yep.
And, yeah. Like, they flip that around, and then they have him just being all like, I shouldn't have done that. I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. Like,
it's also, like, that's also one of the rare things, like, back, especially in the 90s, like, a strong female, like, lead that does more action, does almost as much action as the male lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is actually pretty evenly split because, like, we got Lilu's whole breakout scene, and then Corbin has the car scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, we get some more Lilu action, we get more Corbin action.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of just, like, after that, it just kind of, like, resolves the rest of the story, and they just kind of, like, share the spotlight of being the leads.
Yep.
So, that's actually good. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do totally share as much action.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's very nice. Especially back then. Like, you hardly ever saw that back then.
Yeah.
Like, it was mostly the guy doing all the action.
Until the Matrix, kind of. Because we see
the first one.
The first one. I'm not... That was 99, so that's...
Yeah.
That was the last 90s movie in my mind. Yeah, no, we're talking about
Fifth Element. Yeah.
But yeah, action is well split between the two characters, which really kind of gives off a sense of balance that, you know, even though she doesn't have many lines in English, you know, she's just as much the main character as...
Oh, yeah, easily.
As Bruce Willis.
And she kicks just as much ass.
Yeah. She does it all hand in hand, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, it's in a very 90s fashion, but still. If you remade it today, it would be amazing, but, you know, then you wouldn't have Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich in the role.
True.
Plus, it's already
probably like Zac Efron and...
Jeez. I mean, Zac Efron's not that bad, actually.
He's a bad actor.
Yeah. He's a better comedic actor.
Yes.
He's not a very good serious actor.
No, he's not. Yeah. So...
Anyways. Fifth Element's great.
It is. I wish it was more available on more platforms.
Yes, seriously. Like, we had to rent it.
Yeah.
Even though he owns it, there's a lot of movies to go through.
I have over 600 DVDs.
They're not organized.
That I know of. I probably have more than that by now. Because I bought more.
They're not organized, and they're just stacked in containers.
Mm-hmm.
So the chances of finding a movie like that...
We were slitting, and we needed to watch this movie because it was a 2-hour movie, and we started late.
Started at midnight.
Yep. But yeah. So, what would you? Everybody needs to watch this movie, right?
Yeah, I feel like if you're a fan of sci-fi,
adventure, action,
romance,
early Bruce Willis,
early Bruce Willis, early Gary,
yeah,
early Mila Jovovich,
not super early Mila Jovovich, but like
early-ish,
the early-ish, yes.
And before she became a little bit more in the noob. Here's to you!
Here's to me!
Friends with life shall always be.
By chance we disagree.
Well, you're drunk, so here's to me. Cheers.
Cheers.